Joining me now is Mark Murillo, president of the National Urban League, and Daryl Marine, national president of Ford Latino. Mark and Daryl, thank you so much both for your time.
Thank you very
Thank you for your
much.
invite.
Mark, the latest CBS News poll shows 87% of likely black voters are supporting Harris over Trump. Black men are a group that has raised concern for the Harris campaign. We saw Trump gaining support among black men. Mark, can you talk about the messaging we are seeing from both candidates to engage this voting bloc, and could changes in their support affect outcomes in this race?
So, African American men, the Harris campaign, and many of us in the civil rights community who are nonpartisan have doubled down in our communications to African American men. BET did a national town hall. I've done probably half a dozen to 10 barbershop visits. There's been an effort to have a communications with African American men about democracy, about the economy, about entrepreneurship, about justice system reform, and to point out the importance of this election. I think those efforts are going to bear fruit in terms of the turnout amongst African American men in the elections that are taking place today. Keep this in mind. At the end of the day, it's my view that 90% of African American voters will support Kamala Harris because of her record, because of her familiarity, because of her presence in the community. The Trump campaign has not campaigned in the African American community. They've talked about the African American community in a disparaging way on numerous occasions, but have made really no meaningful effort to talk to people in the community. And I think this is what all voters want, and African American men want the same thing. Candidates are going to talk to them, who are going to appeal to them, and who are going to address their concerns.
And Daryl, the Latino vote will be decisive across swing states like Arizona, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. Can you talk a little bit about what we're seeing on both sides in terms of messaging for those two candidates?
Well, we know we've seen some efforts on the periphery to try to win the Latino vote. But obviously, how should I say, our community is a little bit smarter than that. We look at the policies and the agendas that have been promoted, not just right now in the weeks before the election, but over the last, 6, 7, 8 years now. So no one's going to be pulling the wool over our eyes. While there are tremendous challenges when it comes to inflation, et cetera, people also are remembering how the American citizens on Puerto Rico was treated, especially after recent comments here. And derogatory remarks have been made about Hispanics in general. So it's going to be interesting to see how things come about. We were originally anticipating 32 to 33% right now for our recent polls going for Trump, and 63 to 64% going to Harris. But in this post Puerto Rico statement world, I think we're hedging more towards 68, 69% of Latinos leaning towards Harris Walls.
And that looks like all the time we have. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.